Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We are so honored to have Miss Therese with us for our interview. She is a dedicated parent, advocate, and also the founder of Tavon Center. So she has been involved in supporting adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities and helping them develop more life skills and being with the community. So thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here.
So Tavon Center has grown immensely over the past years. It started in 2008 with only 3 members, but now has expanded to over or around 100 members in 2025. That's so great. Also, I heard there's like 60 people on the waiting list.
Yes,
It's so cool how it has grown and impacted so many members of the community.
it's very exciting.
We can move on to our interview questions.
Okay.
So my first question is, Tavon's community engagement program helps participants build real-life connections with the local community. So why is community inclusion so essential for adults with IDD, and what outcomes have you seen as a result?
One of the things that happens when people with intellectual and developmental disabilities leave high school is they leave a lot of their friends and their community behind. Community engagement is something where a person sets goals on what they want to do in the community. For instance, if they want to join an art club or a dance club, their coach will take them and help them find a place where they can find that sort of group. And it's very important for community. We as human beings are social creatures. So and oftentimes people with intellectual and developmental disabilities need a coach to help them integrate into the community and to help people understand them. They may have different ways of communicating, different behaviors that aren't understood correctly. So the coach acts as a conduit to help the person integrate into that community. And community provides fulfillment of life.
Definitely, I agree with that. It's so amazing how Tavon has helped so many families with this, and I also liked how you talked about how they're often misunderstood, which actually connects to our program, Misunderstood Moments. Yeah. Also, it connects with our next question. So, with your experience in supporting your own family member and the Tavon community, how does Misunderstood Moments resonate with you, knowing it focuses on awareness and storytelling?
Gosh, there's so many stories I could tell you, but there's two. One, we had a young man with autism, and they were out at a park. The whole group was out at a park, and there was a family who was having a picnic with their young children. And this young man, he didn't speak, but he started to approach them. And as he approached them, he kind of hops and walks in a different manner than what we're used to seeing. And the dad of the family stood up and became very protective. He didn't reach out or anything, and one of the staff had to step in and said, he's just interested. This young man's just interested in what you're eating. He just wanted to see what they were eating. So that's one way that people, especially people who are nonverbal, are misunderstood. Is sometimes their actions look different and perhaps even frightening than what one might expect. The other is actually a little story about Sabah. She spent about 6 weeks in the hospital last fall, just about a year ago, and you can hear her vocalizations. And the staff, they were wonderful, but every time she would vocalize, they would think it was pain, and so they would medicate her, thinking they were doing the right thing. And so we always had to have a family member at the bedside to basically be her interpreter, to say, that's not pain, that's, she's asking for something else, or she's scared, or she doesn't feel good. So that is another way people with intellectual and developmental disabilities can be misunderstood.
Oh, yeah, I never even considered the medical portion of this misunderstood. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize that could happen.
People with developmental disabilities live much longer lives now than they used to. So the medical field is just now coming along in understanding people's needs who have intellectual and developmental disabilities and learning how to work with them when they don't speak or when they have different sorts of behaviors.
I think us as a society really needs to push out this more so that maybe there's more action in knowing about it. Even in the medical field, when it's so advanced now, I feel like I've never heard of this before. So
yeah. And medical schools are getting better. We've actually had medical residents come out here and view our program. So that's all very exciting to see the changes that are happening.
And do our last question for today.
Okay.
What is one thing you wish the community understood or could do to better support individuals with IDD and their families as well?
I think that the acceptance piece is huge, and being willing to walk up to somebody who is intellectually disabled or maybe has different behaviors and not be afraid, but embrace differences.
Yes.
And I think that's something that the community can do. When we're out in the community, I feel like we act as ambassadors for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to help the general community see that they enjoy being out in the community and learning and growing, learning new skills just like anybody else. And so the more people can embrace them and embrace differences and how rich that makes our society, the better families and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities will be.
Yeah, I love that thought. I wish we could just push it out even in schools, just in the community in general, because no one really seems to talk about this topic, and we really want to build more awareness. So thank you so much for meeting with me today.
You're very welcome. This is amazing. It's
thank
really
you.
amazing that you guys are doing this. The awareness part is huge. Even though we have been here running our program since 2008, there are people down the street who don't really even know that we're here and what we do. So by spreading the word, that's really important.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.